Hello, the goal of this lesson is to go over expectations for online etiquette. I will begin with some general expectations for online interactions, then shift the focus to online interactions in your classes. With the digital age, almost everyone has quick access to communication, whether it be voice, text, email, or social media. We have the ability to put our thoughts and words out there for the world to hear. This can have a positive or negative impact on our lives and our virtual presence in the world, which can also have an impact on our daily lives as current or potential bosses in education programs have access to everything we put out there for the world to see. Knowing that what we post reflects on us, how can we leave a positive impression of ourselves with our online presence? Germany Kent, an award-winning broadcast journalist, said, "What you post online speaks volume about who you really are. Post with intention, repost with caution." I think what she was trying to convey was make sure you truly stand behind what you post. People see it and they determine the type of person you are based on your social media presence. It's common practice for schools and businesses to check social media of potential students and employees. So when they take you on, you are now reflecting that organization. They want to make sure what you're reflecting aligns with their values. So be cautious of what you post. Chances are you will be judged for it. In general, it's good practice to really think about what you want your social media image to be. Make sure you don't post anything that you'll regret later. It's probably a good idea to just stay off social media or any form of electronic communication when you're mad. Any email, text, or post can be saved and come back to haunt you later. Think about how what you will post will reflect on your image to potential bosses or schools. Is it something you want them to judge you for? It's also important to be aware of what our friends are tagging us in. Is there a post or picture that's not positively reflecting on you? Untag yourself. Ask your friends if they can take it down. Or if it's someone that is a truly negative presence on social media, you may need to unfollow or unfriend them. In your upcoming classes, you will have plenty of opportunities to interact in an online format through media such as email and Zoom video conferences. I'm going to go over some etiquette for being successful in your online education interactions. When you have a class that holds online meetings, it's best to be early and make sure you're in class when it starts. If your class starts at 6:30 p.m., you should start logging on about 10 to 15 minutes before class starts. This ensures that you're there as soon as the class starts, and it gives you time to make sure you don't have issues logging in. Sometimes slow internet connections will slow down your ability to join class. Next, come ready to learn. You're in the class for a purpose. You have a goal that you've set out to reach, so come ready to learn and work towards achieving your goal. Another great tip is to test your technology. This is often easily overlooked. Before your first class, try to use all the parts of technology you'll need to use in the class. Getting to class early helps. You have time to test your camera and microphone with your instructor or classmates so you can be sure that you're ready to participate in discussion. That being said, sometimes technology fails us. Our internet goes down or the computer crashes. Have a plan B. Know where the nearest place to access Wi-Fi is. Maybe it's the McDonald's up the street. Go in, buy $1 Coke, and use their Wi-Fi. If your computer fails, maybe you can plan to use your phone. If your phone fails, maybe a friend has a phone you can use. Don't let technology pitfalls stop your success. Make plans on how you will succeed despite technology issues. Now, Zoom will be a big part of your program. When you're in an online video conference, it's good practice to mute your mic. I have my settings to automatically mute when I join, but if you can't do that, then mute as soon as you log on. Then keep yourself muted unless you're speaking. Any noises going on around you, also called background noise, will be very distracting to your instructor and your classmates. Leaving your mic on can also cause echoing if someone else is speaking and your microphone is picking it up. It might be a good idea to use earbuds or headphones with a microphone. This will help you hear better. It'll also pick up your voice better. And this is especially a good idea if you're going to a public place to use their Wi-Fi. As interesting as your class is, I'm sure the whole restaurant doesn't want to hear your conversation. Zoom also has a video component so everyone can see each other on the screen, as if you were in a face-to-face class. It may be an expectation to turn on your camera when in class. This is a good thing. It allows you to get to know your instructor and your classmates. That being said, keep in mind, people will see you and everything going on around you. When in class, know your instructor's procedures for speaking. Do they want you to use the raise hand button, or do they literally want you to raise your hand and wait to be called on? Or are they okay with you just speaking out when you have a comment to add by saying something like, "Hi, this is Jane. I have a question," or "Professor, can I make a comment about that?" Each instructor may have a different expectation or procedure, so this could vary from class to class. As previously mentioned, Zoom has an audio and video piece that you'll be using in this class. So it's important to think about reducing distractions around you as much as possible. If you can find yourself a quiet corner or room, that's great. If you have pets, kids, significant others behind you on camera, it's distracting to your classmates and instructor. It can also distract you from focusing on the lesson being presented. We understand it's not always possible to completely eliminate all distractions, but you should do the best you can to reduce them as much as possible. So be aware of what's going on behind you and what noise is going on around you when you turn your mic on. Remember, you're on camera, so dress appropriately. Dress as if you were attending a face-to-face class. This doesn't mean you need to get all dressed up, you don't need hair and makeup all done, but be presentable. Undergarments shouldn't be showing. Men, you should be wearing a shirt. Things like that. If you want to be in sweats, t-shirt, and throw your hair in a bun, that is absolutely fine. The point is, don't be showing things that are meant to be covered. It may seem obvious, but the fact that it's being mentioned is because someone has done it. Be prepared to interact. Having an online component to your course is giving you the opportunity to collaborate and interact with other people with common goals. Collaborative learning is great. Be ready to get to know your classmates and instructor. Answer questions, make comments on what you're learning, and engage in the class. It's exciting, and you're there to learn as much as you can by interacting with your peers, as they each come with their own experiences and understanding of the world. This was mentioned in a previous lesson, but remember, when you're addressing your instructor, whether it be in class or an email, be sure to use proper titles. If you're unsure of the education of the instructor, start out with Professor as a good rule of thumb. So say Professor Smith, for example. If you know they've earned a doctorate, then you'll call them Dr. Smith instead. You'll usually know if they need this title because it's typically on the syllabus or in their email signature. Remember, you're in an academic setting, so spelling and grammar are important to pay attention to. It's easy enough to use a spelling and grammar check on your documents. It's also a good idea to reread your papers or read them out loud so you can hear your words, or get someone to check your documents for you so that you can make sure you're turning in materials that meet the expectations of an academic setting. To wrap up, online etiquette is easy. Be aware of expectations by your instructor and the people you're interacting with. Be respectful of others, the same as if you would if they were standing right in front of you. And review what you're writing before you post. And if you're ever unsure, just ask. Everyone in your program wants to see you succeed. They are there to answer your questions and support your learning. Don't be afraid to let someone be there for you.